Hi, it's October and in Western countries it's a season of Halloween. I have already made a video about Halloween last year, so you can go and watch it here. For some reason I speak really slowly there, but I hope that's alright. If you haven't been watching my channel for a long time, you probably don't know that I'm actually an English literature teacher. And that's why today I wanted to explain the difference between horror and terror, because these terms are more of a literary subject than linguistic. So without further ado, let's begin. So the difference between horror and terror is a concept that was developed by a pioneer of Gothic novel, Anne Radcliffe. In 18th century, in Gothic literature, there were a lot of types of Gothic novels because there are many types of fear. So that created a need to classify what kind of novel is what. Is it a horror novel? Is it a terror novel? Is it a suspense novel? But what kind of fear are we reading about? Even that many years ago, people cared about different types of entertainment, so that is why. So Anne Radcliffe came up with the idea that terror is actually an anticipation feeling of dread caused by horrifying experience. It is related to being anxious and frightened. It's a build-up, it's stimulating. It is more associated with waiting for something to happen. So basically, terror is the feeling that you get when you know there is some kind of danger. And you feel it before anything happens to you. You await for something to happen. And as for horror, it's kind of a digested fear. It's a revolting feeling after something horrible has happened to you, or at all happened. It is an awful realization. It's being shocked and disgusted. It is more about being frozen by this fear after something has happened. So I'm talking about two feelings. And the base of these two things is emotion that we call fear. It is a feeling of danger, a threat that changes your behavior on a hormonal level. It's your instinct. It's a response of your body to something that you have seen, heard, something that you perceived. And very important thing about fear is that it happens for the known cause. So fear always has reason. Because most of the time people confuse fear and anxiety and don't understand what is the difference between these things. And fear has a reason, anxiety doesn't have a reason. Or it's not obvious to the person that is experiencing anxiety. So what does it mean when we say I'm horrified and I'm terrified? I'm terrified, I would say, is when you await something, when you have agreed to do something that scares you, and you're like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and it's gonna be bad, and I know it's gonna be bad, so I'm terrified. So when you're terrified, you're stimulated. You're like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? I'm scared. Where do I put my hands? Where do I look? We all know that feeling. So when you're horrified, you are astonished by fear. Like you walk into a room and you see a dead body on the floor and you're like, what do I do? Or you don't even think. It's like it overwhelms you. You're like, you cannot really move or function for some time. It's like, and as for adjectives, horrible and terrible, they are kind of interchangeable in everyday speech, but still they do convey this little difference in the meaning that when something is horrible, you do know the outcome, you know what happened, you know what was bad and what kind of horror did it provide. So when something horrible has happened, you know everything kind of about it. There's nothing new, there's nothing to be waiting to happen. You know, more bad things, I guess. But when something is terrible, there is still something unknown to it. Something like scary and uncertain, I would say. So yeah, I hope it's clear. So I hope it is clear now, the difference between these two concepts, horror and terror. If any terms that I used are not clear to you, I will leave a couple of definitions in the description box. And also turn on subtitles and don't hesitate to Google things that you don't get, because it's quite an interesting subject, I guess. Yep, so I hope it was helpful. If you have any Halloween video suggestions, leave them in the comment section. Maybe I'll do something else. Yeah, and thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Can you stop? I'm not a huge fan of Depeche Mode. I don't have a copyright for this music. Sorry. God. It's a genre. When you're horrified, you're more of like stone. No, you're not stone. When you're stoned, you're not horrified. Well, you may be. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween.